god, I hope I haven't lost listeners. But I felt like he very much did this deliberately just to see what people would think. And when the time's right again, I will go back to normal. Okay. And we're back, guys. We are back. Let me straighten this mic up a little bit if it wants to straighten up. Awesome. Hello, everyone. How are we doing? And welcome back to the Ricky2ra podcast. Episode 51. That's right, 51. And we're still about. We're still running. We're still good. Even though there are challenges and obstacles in the way, we're still here on a Wednesday morning and on the one time on a Thursday morning. But look, I'm just glad that you guys have clicked on this episode and just started listening. So yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are keeping safe. Yeah, that's basically all we can say. Well, I know in the UK some stuff are relaxed, I would say, a little bit. You can meet outdoors with 2 households and stuff, but look, you guys already know that. Right, what am I doing here today? This is going to be a bit of a freestyle episode again. I know I've been doing quite a few of them recently, but I haven't really been on the socials this week, and I'll explain why probably last. I was going to do a 4-topic. This, you got to bear with me for this episode, guys, because I'm just doing this at the top of my head. I've literally got my paper in front of me, but I've just literally got 4 topics on my paper, and I don't think I'm going to talk about one topic just because I feel like that topic's so big it just needs its own full episode for it. So I may do that in the future, because it just popped in my head. I've never, like, sometimes I just write stuff down and I don't realize how big of a topic it is. So yeah, I feel like that needs a whole episode for itself, so I'm going to remove that right now. I've made the decision just to do that right now. So today will just be a 3-topic podcast, more of a superhero comic-y one. So yeah, I'm sorry guys if you were after some magic stuff today. I don't have anything magic-y to talk about today. Oh my god, I hope I haven't lost listeners. But yeah, I will be explaining what's going on as well last in this episode, just because I've got some stuff coming up, and yeah, but we'll get into that for the final topic. But yeah, I want to let's talk about Falcon and the Winter Soldier first, because I haven't really talked about that. I'll talk about the first 2 episodes, in my opinion, what I thought. And then for the main event, we shall talk about the Snyder Cut, Justice League. And last, I'll just talk about just a bit of an update of what's going on with the content and stuff. Because I love this podcast. This podcast is just, it's like my go-to now. Like, if it has to be a routine, this, like, you guys know I hate breaking routine, so this is like my routine on a Wednesday morning. So obviously I upload the video on Thursday on YouTube, but it's my go-to, this. So that's why I have so much love for the podcast and for all the listeners out there, especially you right now that's listening to this. Okay, so basically, I'll tell you what, let's do a little bit of a weatherman, Rick, okay? I'm actually pretty warm for the first time in a while in this podcast episode. It was a lovely day yesterday, I'm not going to lie. People in the UK, you know what I'm talking about. Tuesday was a nice and warm day. I was in the shop, so I didn't really go out in it as much. Shout out to all the shopkeepers out there. But yeah, but it was nice. It looked nice as well. So yeah, hopefully we get more of that this week. But I did look online and it did say it was going to snow at the end of the week, so welcome to the UK. But yeah, it's nice and bright today. Got a clear sky. you know, tree with no leaves outside, you know, leafless. How could you be so leafless? But anyway, enough of that. You know, I'm still surprised how I'm not employed by Sky or BBC to do the weather, but okay. You know, let's go straight into the first podcast. The first podcast episode of this episode, if that made any sense at all. I'm telling you guys, I'm just doing this at the top of my head. Half this stuff ain't gonna make sense. So yeah, let's do Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Let's talk a little bit about that first, okay? So yeah, let's dive into it. Okay. So yeah, I watched the first two episodes. I watched the first episode on the Friday it came out, and then the second episode I had to watch in two parts because I was super tired that Friday. So I think I watched it on the Friday and the Saturday, or maybe the Saturday and the Sunday. But anyway, I watched it in two parts. But yeah, the first episode was nice. It was nice and easy. It was more like of a build up just to get a bit of a backstory on how this series is gonna go, really. So this is spoilers alert if you haven't seen Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I don't want people listening to this and be like, oh man, I wish you said that first. This is your spoiler alert warning right now. Okay, so yeah, when basically, you know, Falcon's just doesn't feel like the shield's for him that Cap gave him at the end of Endgame. So he's basically handed it in to be put on. Was it the museum? Sorry guys, my knowledge isn't up to date at this moment in time on the Captain America stuff, but I'm sure he put it in the museum when he gave, and we saw that museum in, I believe, was it Winter Soldier as well. But yeah, he gave it, and then the US government were like, nah, we're gonna do our own Captain America. So yeah, they kind of gave it to this other guy now, and he's the new Captain America. So basically, like, Falcon and Bucky are just like not agreeing with each other at the beginning, because he was like, why did you give the shield? And he was like, he felt like it was right, it wasn't for him. But I do feel like that does set the tone for all this series, because it is, you know, well, you kind of have a feeling, and you know, actually, based on the trailers, that it will end up in Falcon's hands again, the shield. How it's going to end up in his hands is no idea. That's the beauty of this series, because in WandaVision, everything was just a mystery, and everything got revealed in like the last two episodes, whereas in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, they've actually put out the content in the trailer, so you kind of know what's going on already. And it's but they haven't matched up the pieces, so there are pieces that are connected together yet that makes you speculate on what's going to happen. So my prediction, because I've watched a few YouTube videos, so this isn't my theories, this is people on YouTube, but I feel like this new Cap guy is going to go a bit out of control, and eventually he will give the shield, or he will just turn into like some superhuman soldier and forget the shield and just start killing people. I don't know, but that's what I feel like is going to happen. But look, could be wrong. But we do know that it's definitely going to end up in Falcon's hands by the end of the series. The shield will. But I feel like that Bucky, the Winter Soldier and Falcon duo is... We definitely need more of that, and I felt like in the second episode, I'm going to be mixing the first and second episode together, by the way, that they do gel and work together. I feel like there's going to be more comedy aspects as well. You already saw that in the second episode, where like Bucky jumped out of the plane and landed, and Falcon was like, I got that camera and stuff like that. Like, you were definitely going to see more of that. So I'm all for that, because I remember in Civil War, uh, when Cap was making out with that girl, and it was Sharon and Bucky and Falcon were just there in the car like, my man. Yeah, so, more of that comedic effect, really. So, yeah, I'm all for it, really. And it definitely, because I'm just comparing the two Marvel TV shows, because that's all there is at the moment. And yeah, there's definitely is a big contrast between WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, because WandaVision's mainly in Wanda's perspective. It's more like a mess with your brain type of series where it's like, what is going on? Whereas in Winter Soldier, you're going along in time with the characters. Like, there's nothing to figure out yet, I guess. There's no, like, all will be revealed. It's kind of like the characters are finding out for themselves what's going on, and same with the audience that are watching it. So yeah, I'm all for Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and we're on Wednesday today, aren't we? So Wednesday, Thursday, so 2 more days till the third episode. So I'll be checking that out as well. We're gonna be getting Zemo in the third episode, which I've been waiting for, actually, because Zemo is he was a great character. Like, I remember watching Civil War, Captain America Civil War, and his character was just amazing. The way, like, that's what I loved about Civil War. The villain wasn't like all action and like punching and kicking and like, I'm gonna get revenge on this character and this character. Zemo was just like, yeah, you blew my country apart, I'm gonna make all the Avengers turn against each other. So that's why I really like that character. So I'm quite intrigued to see what Zemo's gonna do to help Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and whether he'd turn on him, because I feel like he's just a neutral, really. Like, I feel like he's going to be a neutral in this series, but I could be wrong. Like, he might help Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and he might help maybe the bad guys. Who knows, right? But he can't be trusted either way. Zemo can't, but they do need his help. So that's why at the end of episode 2 they do go to him, and it just cuts off there. And I'll tell you what, I'm so glad that it doesn't have that please stand by thing, because in WandaVision that really like got on my nerves, where it was just like you wanted more, whereas Falcon and the Winter Soldier it just ends normally. But you know what, Marvel are making these series really good, like the production, especially on Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Like, when you see in the first episode and Falcon's out in the desert doing all that air action, like fighting in midair and going through the helicopters and stuff, that was like straight out of that was a movie. That so the production level and everything, I've got to give it up for Marvel, even in WandaVision. But for Falcon and the Winter Soldier, all them action scenes, they were crazy, man. So I am very interested to see what episode 3 brings as well. And hopefully, when all the episodes of the series is done, what the final review on that will be, because I'm quite interested. It's one of them where it's like, it's completely different to WandaVision, but yet you want to see more. It has a different effect on you. Like, you want to know what happens next for the characters, where in WandaVision it's like you want to know what happens next for you because you have so many questions, whereas this one there's no questions really. It's just like, I want to know what happens next with the characters. So yeah, I'm definitely up there to watch episode 3 again. And you know what, Marvel are playing this like really good, because I thought right at the beginning, like WandaVision, I thought they were going to release all the episodes at once, like normally like a Netflix series would or something like that. But yeah, props to Marvel, man. Releasing it every Friday, making everyone wait. And I guess they've planned it in a way where it's like WandaVision first, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and then when Falcon and the Winter Soldier ends, Loki series is going to start. So yeah, I can't wait for that Loki series as well. But yeah, Marvel know what they're doing. So yeah, that's all I can say about Falcon and the Winter Soldier right now, really. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, and if you guys have seen it, or if you are interested, if you've listened to all of these spoilers anyway and haven't seen it, give it a watch definitely on Disney Plus, or if you stream it any other way, I don't know. But let me know. Excuse me. I had my coffee before I came on this podcast as well, so I'm fully awake, but yeah. Oh, right. Here's the main event, guys. I'm so excited to talk about this right now. I'm so sad because I've seen this movie twice already. Yes, that's right. I'm talking about Zack Snyder's Justice League. Yeah, where do I even start with this? I'm honestly, man, just to give you a bit of backstory, like, because I've been talking so much Marvel on this podcast, and I don't want people thinking, "Oh my gosh, Ricky, like you watch Marvel and like you talk about DC, like DC's good and so." I just want to clarify that like I'm just a huge fan of superhero movies altogether. I'm not like a Marvel like only fan or like a DC fanboy or anything like that. I'm just like a big like anything superhero wise. I'm there to watch it. I used to watch the animated series, like I've said in the past, of like Spider-Man and stuff, and I used to watch the animated series of the Justice League as well when that was on. Was it on? I don't even know. It was. I'm talking years and years and years and years ago when I was just a little kid. But I used to watch the Justice League, like Martian Manhunter, Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, Flash, Green Lantern. Yo, that was my vibe as a child, man. But Zack Snyder's Justice League definitely gave justice to the movie. Because I've seen the theatrical version a couple of times when it came out. I didn't watch it in cinemas. I watched it online back then, and it was all right, but I wanted to know more about the movie. Like, so I always watch like YouTube videos and stuff and breakdowns and stuff like that for the theatrical one. And when I did a bit of a deep dive into it and realised that Zack Snyder had to leave, and some of the content got changed, and then I wanted to know more about, Zack Snyder's version of this. And there were stories about how Darkseid was meant to be in it, and like the end scene was meant to be like a portal where the League see Darkseid and stuff, and Green Lantern was maybe meant to make an appearance and stuff. And there was all these speculations and stuff, and I was thinking, wow, that makes so much sense, because nothing actually happened in the theatrical version that pinpointed any sort of way that like a sequel would happen to the Justice League. Like it was its own just Justice League movie, like hello and goodbye. It was like it didn't go nowhere. It's like Steppenwolf came to Earth to collect these mother boxes, failed, and then went back home. And it's like, okay, so you revived Superman just for that, and that's it. There was no like plot to go into another movie. It was just like hello and goodbye. Whereas now, like I know I'm about 2 weeks late for this, guys, because I was on my 50th podcast episode last week, so that's why I'm talking about it now. But Zack Snyder's Justice League, it kicked the Justice League theatrical version's ass, man. Like, for real, for real, for real. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen it, and there is going to be spoilers in this, and it's a 4 hour movie, bruv. Like, I'm not messing about. It's a 4 hour movie. Have you ever sat through a 4 hour movie, man? Shout out to all the Indian gang out there, man, with the Bollywood movies. I know how you feel with the 4 hour ones. Um, but yeah, look, listen, man. When I'm telling you, like, I sat through this movie, like, I was here on my iMac and I watched it, and I was sat on my seat for 4 hours, and it didn't feel like 4 hours. I was so into the movie, and it was so different to the theatrical version, and I was so like legit, like, this isn't me just being like overboard, like, because I like Justice League, like, legit, this movie was, it was dope, man. And let me explain why. First of all, you know, you get more of a character development with a lot of the characters this time, especially with the Flash, Cyborg as well. But you kind of get a backstory as to why this is all happening. Really, like the full version of why this is all happening, and you get to see it, like why Darkseid needs these mother boxes and stuff like that, and why Batman needs to, you know, put a team together and stuff. It makes a lot more sense. And Cyborg, like, I know I've read a lot of stuff and I've watched a lot of stuff, but I'm just basically regurgitating what everyone's saying on this part right here. But Cyborg really is the heart of this movie. Like, without Cyborg in this movie, like, the Justice League have lost. Like, they each play their own part in this movie. Wonder Woman does, Superman does, Flash does, Cyborg does, Batman does, you know, everyone does. Yeah, they all play their own part. Whereas in the theatrical version, it was just like, yo, let's revive Superman, and he'll do the business. So yeah, look, this version definitely is, and it makes a lot more sense now as to why things in other movies happen. So whereas Flash travelled back in time in Batman v Superman, Bruce Wayne actually, you know, says that in this movie, whereas in the other version it was just, it wasn't even mentioned, and it was just left everybody like wondering why that was happening. But yeah, this movie was awesome. The scenes that were cut out, everything, the tone. I didn't mind the IMAX aspect ratio, to be honest with you. When I played it, I was just like, really? And then about 5-10 minutes after, when the movie, you know, was happening, I was just into the movie, so I kind of forgot about the ratio, so I didn't mind it. Yeah, everything was awesome. Like, Steppenwolf looks badass, man. Like, where he had arrows, like, literally in him from the Amazons, and he just like used his, I don't know, he like tensed his armor or something and just cut off all like the arrows. Like, yeah, everything. And he, even Steppenwolf had a backstory, like, not a backstory, but there was some sort of story there as to why he's doing this. Like, whereas in the other version, he was just like there, he just came and he was like, yeah, I'm gonna collect these, and that's it. Whereas like in this movie, it was like he's trying to gain Darkseid's trust again, because maybe he betrayed him in the past, and if he gets all, especially Earth and the anti-life equation, you know, to Darkseid, he'll accept him again, and maybe, you know, bring him back to Apocalypse and stuff like that. So yeah, there's more of a backstory for Steppenwolf as well. Yeah, Batman's characters, it was great. Again, Ben Affleck did an amazing job. Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman kicks ass every time. You know what? I totally forgot to mention Aquaman. Yo, Aquaman, it made a lot more sense with some things, as why he was saving people, why he doesn't want to work with people and stuff like that. I just felt like he got portrayed much better in this movie. And yeah, everyone did. The Flash, he got his own little story where he saved Iris West. Cyborg, you know, his problems with his dad, that arc was pivotal in this movie. And just reviving Superman. And I felt like when Superman got revived, I felt like this way was much better. Like the whole Superman's, I forgot what it's called now, on his wrist. It's more of his arm area where he took the Superman's ray blast from that. I felt like that way was better. And then Lois Lane coming in, like, rather than in the theatrical version where he was like, Alfred, we got to get the big guns out now. And then there's a police car that comes and Lois Lane comes out. Like, I felt like the Snyder Cut version was much better for doing that and setting that up. But yeah, the final scene really is what really like made it for me. Like, I know it was the same as the theatrical version, but obviously the tone was different and stuff, but it had a lot more extra stuff in it, whereas the mother boxes linked up together and it completed, and the world was literally about to just fall apart, and Darkseid came from the portal. That part was so sick, like where Darkseid just turned around looking through the portal. But the Flash bit where he reversed time, the time on the world like being blown apart, was the part that made it for me. Where he came back and then he touched Cyborg. Cyborg took the mother boxes apart from the inside. That part was that part, and the portal from Darkseid made it for me. And then to have the nightmare scenes as well. From Cyborg, first of all, from where he saw Darkseid using his Omega beams, killing Aquaman, Wonder Woman dying, and the part in the Batcave where Superman is holding Lois Lane's corpse and Darkseid puts his hand on his shoulder, and then Superman's just going crazy, and there's other like flashes of him killing the League and stuff. Like, yo, I'm all for it. Zack Snyder's a genius, man. Like, restore the Snyderverse right now, because I want to see Justice League 2 and 3. I want to see a Batman standalone movie with oh no, I've forgotten his name. It's not Deadshot. I've forgotten his name now. It will come back to me. Right at the end of Justice League with Lex Luthor. He came with the other villain. I've totally forgotten. I had his name in my head as well. But yeah, all of them. I want to see all of them movies, man. As well, and Justice League, especially Justice League 2 and 3. Deathstroke. Boom. Got it. Deathstroke. Flew out of my head then. Yeah. But that the epilogue, was it called epilogue scene? I can't remember what part it was, but it was right at the end of Justice League, where they're actually in the nightmare scene, and I think this is actually from Justice League 2, and he did it deliberately, Zack Snyder, and he's a genius for this because he did it on purpose. I felt like if he didn't do this part, and I know there's very mixed reviews about that nightmare scene right at the end of Justice League, but I felt like if he didn't do this part, I felt like it wouldn't have lured as many people in to wanting a sequel and a third movie. So I felt like he very much did this deliberately just to see what people would think and want more of the second movie. Because I do feel like that is, apart from the second movie of Justice League with the Joker and Batman and everyone, Deathstroke, Mira, like everyone's dead basically, half of Justice League, and they're in that nightmare scene and he talks to Joker and stuff like that. I feel like that is a pivotal key moment of Justice League 2. I could be wrong. But fun fact, Jared Leto and Ben Affleck didn't actually film together, hence why the camera pans at their faces and they're not actually in shot together. So if you didn't know that, now you know. But yeah, Martian Manhunter makes an appearance here and there, not to battle, just to float about and stuff like that, talk to Lois Lane. But he saw Batman right at the end, Ben Affleck. before the nightmare scene. So I'm excited to see what happens with that character if Justice League 2 happens. I'm getting my hopes up, really, because if the fans did this, I'm just going to turn my camera on and off. If the fans did this to Zack Snyder's Justice League to get the approval, I know the fans can do this to get Justice League 2 and 3 made. Come on, it has to be done. We're in 2021. Anything can happen right now. And that's why I'm so happy that this movie's been made. So let me know if you guys have seen the movie. It's a 4-hour long movie. What did you guys do? Did you watch it in 2 parts, like 2 hours each? Or did you watch it all in one sitting? Let me know. And let me know how many times you've seen it as well. I watched the first one in one sitting. And then I watched the second one. I watched it again, in 2 parts. But yeah, let me know what you thought of the movie. And let's move on to the final topic. Now, I don't know what I'm going to name this one, but it's basically just an update on this now. Because you guys know I work in the family business and stuff like that. So when stuff happens there, I just got to take a bit of a backseat here. But I've got so much love for the podcast, so that's why I'm doing it still here. I won't be posting as much on my socials as I was doing before, just because I've got a lot more shop stuff on my hands right now at this moment of time. So it's not forever. I'm not going to be posting forever. It's just for now. And when the time's right again, I will go back to normal with the posting schedule. So I haven't posted since last Thursday, I believe, as well, because I've got my hands full a little bit. As you guys know, I allocate this time for the podcast on a Wednesday morning. That might change from next week, perhaps. So just bear with me if the podcast isn't uploaded on time from next week. And yeah, that's basically what I've got to tell you. I've just got a few shop stuff on my hands that's going to take me, that's going to take some of my time that I normally didn't do in the past. So you guys know what the score is. I've told you guys what about the shop and stuff like that as well. If you're not sure about what I'm talking about, check out episode 3 of the podcast, really early episodes. And I explain it all there. But yeah, I will post as much as I can, meaning it might be once or twice a week on Instagram or other socials. Don't take my word for it. But with the podcast and stuff, I'll try my best to promote it and stuff like that. But when the time is right, I will come back. I'm not giving you no timeline or anything, because you never know. I could be back in the next month. I could be back in the next 2 months. Or 3 months, but I'm not going anywhere. Like, the podcast is still going ahead. The vlogs will be on and off, as I didn't upload a vlog to YouTube yesterday. Yeah, it's just because I've got my hands more full now, so I'm not recording as much on my phone. But I hope you guys understand. It is just something that I have to do at this moment of time. And I do not mind helping out in the family business one bit as well. Like I said, if you don't know what I'm talking about, check out episode 3 of the podcast, Working in the Shop, I believe it's called. But yeah, that's basically it for now, really. So yeah, that was just a little mini update for you guys right there. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. I know it was a bit of a freestyle episode. I was thinking off the top of my head sometimes, and it was more of a superhero geeky kind of episode. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. It might have been something different for you. Or if you've just clicked onto this podcast, shout outs to you. Thank you for listening. And I want to give a shout out, because I still do this, and I still will keep doing this onto the channel. People that DM me, or just leave a comment or something like that, just about the podcast episode, if you've listened to it or anything like that. I always show love where love is due. I want to shout out Ane for listening to my podcast episode. Thank you for your lovely message. and I hope whatever we talked about, I hope that helps. And like I said, if you need any help, let me know on that side. So yeah, that's basically it for this episode. I will see you guys for episode 52 next week. 52, man. Like, there's 52 cards in a deck, and I'm on episode 52. That made no sense whatsoever, but same number. So guys, I'll see you guys next week. Have a great day or night, wherever you are.